Okay, picking back up again on page 280, this is Define Paragraph Styles. We want to do a select all on the text, so just put an insertion point anywhere in the text box, go up to Select All. If you go up to Window, Type, and Paragraph Styles, we're going to be working with our paragraph styles. I'm going to pull those off to the side so that mine don't keep collapsing on me. And the first thing we would like to do is to clear all of the exceptions. So there's a little plus sign there, which means that there's some formatting options that have been applied that were things that were probably put in that Word document. So what we want to do is to clear our overrides. And that kind of tightens all the text up. Overrides can be things that are non-standard, leading issues, or applying maybe a style that we didn't necessarily need. Could even be a variation in a type font size. So we wanted to make sure all of that was cleared so that we don't have issues with doing our own formatting to that text that we just placed. Next, you want to click away to deselect. Now, your text is probably coming up with pink boxes around it. That indicates that we don't have that typeface that was used installed on our machines. I want to redefine the body copy that is applied to all of this text so that you are able to watch what's going on and see the changes as you make them. Go ahead and click the preview option, and then in basic character we want to change our settings. If you select the typeface name and start typing in ATC, and it'll pop up with agate. You can use the drop down if you want to from that point, or you can just start typing it in. We want the ATC Onyx, and we want normal. We need a font size of 12 points. You see how all of that is changing, but the leading we don't want auto. We want a 15-point leading, so you can see all of that just popping around and making those changes. Next, go to indents and spacing, and in indents and spacing we're going to change the space before from 12 points to 0, and you can see how that tightens everything up, but the space after we want to set to 10 points. Oh, I'm just going to type that in. It takes too long. Hit Tab to accept it without closing out the dialog box. Next, we want to find hyphenation, and in hyphenation we are going to turn off hyphenate. So right now we don't want anything hyphenated. We can go in and add that later. In fact, we will. So once we've done all of that, you can check OK and see all of the changes. Now for some reason my hyphenate didn't seem to take, so let me go back in and recheck my hyphenation. I have to click it a second time to clear that because that was something that carried over from the formatting that would have been applied in the original program that it was written in. So now that I've got that cleared, I can look through and see how everything is being affected. Now the changes we've made are nice and all, but it doesn't differentiate titling and subtitling and lists and things like that. So we have to make a few more changes to this. If we select the Discipline Fusion paragraph, and I want to select the entire paragraph and go into my character panel, I want to change this from normal to bold, and I want to increase the type size to 13 points. And in my paragraph panel, let me bring that up here, I want to change the space after field to 3 points. Now once I've made all of those changes, I can apply and create a new style in the Paragraph Styles panel, which doesn't seem to be working for me. There it is, Paragraph Style 1. Now let me open up Paragraph Style 1, and I'm going to rename that heading and say OK to that. I can now take and apply that change to special events simply by putting in the insertion point and applying the headline paragraph style to it. I also want to apply that change to studio tours. If for some reason studio tours appears at the bottom of this panel instead of the top of the third panel, go ahead and adjust your height of your text box so that Studio Tours is forced onto the second panel. Just because we want it to be a little prettier, we're going to select the text again in, well, not the whole thing, just in Discipline Fusion, and we're going to change the text color to a dark red. So let me find my swatches panel, which I don't see open. And oh, there it is. And I'm just going to pick up a dark red and make that application. And now in my paragraph styles, I want to redefine my paragraph style, which will automatically change the text in the other two paragraphs that style was applied to. We will come back to finish more formatting with this, but we're going to go back up to our outside panel and we're going to place some other text in here. Use our selection tool first of all, and we're going to go to File and we're going to Place, and this time we're going to pick up the CAC outside document and include, let's see, we want down our import options, we're going to say place, and we want to leave the remove text formatting unchecked. We're going to say OK to this and OK if there's a font problem, and we're going to start by placing a text file in that first frame. Remember that you needed to spread that from margin to margin. And next we're going to put an insertion point in to the paragraph, and we're going to select all, and again we're going to use our options to clear all of our overrides. We want to change the way the text is, but rather than build our own paragraph style, we're going to load a paragraph style into the document. So maneuvering through your computer, let me do that quickly. You're going to go in your folder and find your CAC styles and open that, which is going to import several styles for you that were pre-made. Hide your graphics layer so that we can work on the text, and go ahead with the enlarging your text box so that you can see all of the text in there. And I want you to select all of the lower items, and we're going to change the text formatting to sponsor address. Now we're going to have to do it like every other paragraph in here. So the first paragraph is actually going to be changed to sponsor name. So each one of these, just keep going through the list and make sure that you are actually picking up the the actual name of the museums and apply name to it. Missed one. There we go. Well, all of this is looking nice. It would be better if we could format the websites so that they are italicized. So we're going to highlight the first web address, and using either your control panel or your character panel, we're going to change the font from the Onyx Normal to the Onyx Italic. And then you may have had your character styles panel pop up with the paragraph styles, and if you did, we are going to create a new character style. Once you have that created, go ahead and open that one up, and we're going to name that web address, and just say OK to that. Then you're going to go through the rest of the list, and you must highlight the entire name of the websites in order to make the application. The difference between a character style and a paragraph style is that the character style is only applied to the character that is selected. So I can apply it to a single letter. So we need to make sure that we're getting the entire name of that website, and then you can by highlighting it, and then you can apply the web address to it. If you miss a letter, it won't be that missing letter will not be changed. Let me go up to view so I can view all. Let me go to view, and I want to fit all in window, and I'm going to turn off my hidden characters at this time, and I would like to zoom in onto the inside artboard again. So I can see the changes that are going to be made. And I'm going to go to Type and select Smart Punctuation. Smart punctuation is fun because it's going to apply styles like the ligatures and M dashes and things like that to the document. We want to apply it to the entire document. So if you put in like 2 dashes, it will change it to an M dash, and those are explained to you on page 289. We want to select ellipses. We do not want to select expert fractions at this point. And we're choosing the entire document and say OK, and you can see that there were a few things that changed. Something over here popped. We had 2 ligature changes, 2 quotes were changed, and 1 dash, dot, or fraction. Say OK to that, and I'm going to stop right